The first contestant, Danny, is the type of guy that 3 weeks before his AP exams or IB exams in school like start, he's the type of guy that takes 3 weeks off, like 3 weeks before he just cancels all of his like activities with friends, like no video games or no shit like that, and like just takes the time just to study his exam, only ending up that after he gets his results, gets a 3 out of fucking 5, or if you're IB, I think 3 out of 4 or some shit like that, or 2 out of 4, because he worked hard. He struggled, but he worked hard. And Danny is the type of guy that after a long day of hard work, let's say his work, customers gave him shit, he's the type of guy that going to the gym, he's like, you know what, fuck it, I'm still continuing what I set out to do, you know? Because he's that type of guy. This episode was great. At least like the intro part of it, like that's the shit that inspires me, you know? Like he just stumbles through, and the best part of it all is like there was no like highlight of who he was before. It's just a regular guy, app developer, and then he just participates, he just goes through, stumbles, which just brings up the tension, but was able to like kind of like go far into it, you know? Like that was really inspiring for me. And this whole, and then the rest of the episode, there's just like a lot more like inspirational and like cool people to know. For example, like this guy.
Since my parents split when I was 4 or 5, for the most part, I've been living with my granddad. He's become a huge part of my life.
Well, I just always loved him from the day he's born, I guess. And I've always tried to teach him everything I could, you know, from the word go. I am Casey's biggest fan. Come on, Casey, come on, big boy.
That grandfather must be so cool to work with. Fucking like, damn, I wish I was around that type of guy, you know? I feel like he's the type of guy that just spits out like Dale Carnegie quotes, or like Anthony Robbins like quotes, just like spewing out like motivational quotes to you all the time.
You see the confidence? Do anything, Casey. Together we can do the impossible.
Just like one more like example of something inspiring was like was the dentist, surprisingly enough.
It's Rodolfo Burgos, originally from Cuba. He's a father of 3 and a dentist from West Palm Beach, Florida.
How are you, sweetie? The way I look at it, everyone deserves a nice smile. I'm one of only 2 dentists out of 5,000 dentists in this area that takes care of patients with special needs.
You are my favorite dentist.
Good.
And when the episode highlighted him, it didn't really go too much far into like his athletic history, like a little bit here, but like he was just a dentist, and he actually was able to pass the majority of every other participants where they where they lost. He was able to like, see through, and sure, he didn't finish the last one, like the warped wall, but he was like one of the only ones that like got to that point, and like that's like fuck, man. Like it just goes to show you that you might not like the way to get to American Ninja Warrior it might not necessarily be the way you thought you had to get into, or like have a history. So just because you don't have a history of like athleticism, right, doesn't mean, or like your whole life is just about like athletic stuff, doesn't necessarily mean that you can't participate in any athletic sport, you know? Like fucking a dentist. And then like the next and final point I want to like talk about in the show, oddly kind of short enough, is a point that I made before in my first episode of reaction, or like what I'm trying to say is that there's a lot of other inspiring people, but with tragic stories, and that it just to see them lose in the end. Like for example, this mother.
Society thinks that single moms are poor and struggling, but I feel like I'm not in that group. Being a single mom has made me work even harder to get a good job. My son, Xavier, makes straight A's, so I feel like I've done something right in his 10 years. This platform will help me break the stereotype of the typical single mom, because I'm in shape and I'm ready to make it up the wall and hit that buzzer.
This person with a disabled father.
When I was 3 years old, my dad got in an accident when he was working in the steel mill.
As they was working on me, all I could hear him saying, he's not gonna make it.
He was paralyzed from the waist down. But he's not a guy that just stays at home and just move around. He's a pretty active guy. Like cutting the grass, wash the car, he can go ahead and check the oil, man, he's amazing. You and Mom was an inspiration to me.
We always believe in you. So anytime you need me, son, I'll be right there.
And then this person with a disabled sister.
At 9 years old, Corden, my sister, was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. Her muscles just break down over time.
Everyday tasks, difficult and challenging, such as walking or getting up and down out of a chair.
Because physically she can't do this, I'm going to do it for her.
And then for you to see them perform, or like for you to see their like highlight story, and also for them to participate, just only for them to like fail, like for you to see them fail, and then for you to see their disabled like father or sister there act with the audience, and to see their like face, like what does this show do?